We're in a bit of a weird situation here because there's one bookshelf in here and another one in here, and one is like tall and the other one is not, and trying to get them both together for this video and be both in the camera is really difficult. So you're gonna see part of that and part of that, and this is how we're gonna do the history of my bookshelf challenge. I saw this recently and I never knew this challenge existed, and I was like, this looks really cool, let's do this. It's not like tags are very popular right now, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So this challenge was created by Emma Books, and I'll leave her original video down below so you can watch it. There are 26 questions, and basically I have to look around and find a book that fits each question. I'll try to not repeat the books, but I don't own that many books because I don't know. I'm a bit scared, to be honest, because knowing me, I don't really remember what year I read a book in and this type of stuff. But there are 26 questions. I usually just talk about nothing for eternity, and let's just get right into this with the first question, that is the oldest book on your shelf. Okay, there is one more shelf there, and all the books that were on this shelf that were like my oldest books are in this pile that the camera is standing on right now because I don't have proper equipment. So we're gonna go with what I actually have. It's gotta be... So the book I'm going with for this question is Tesla's Attic by Neil Shusterman and Eric Elfman. This is the first book in a trilogy, the Accelerati trilogy, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, never mind. This is not the oldest book. The oldest book that is currently on my bookshelves is actually The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, and this is an edition that my grandma gave to me. I have no idea like when it was published or printed. 1971. It smells so good. She gave it to me a couple years ago. I think she just lent it to me and I never gave it back because she never wanted it, and I read it and I didn't really understand what was happening, and I was just like, okay, that was an interesting book. But I've been coming back to it ever since, and it's one of my favorite reads of all time, and this copy is super special to me because it's from my grandma. It's very old, and I just really like old books. I mean, old versions of books. So yeah, this is what we're going with. The next question is a book you read in 2013. Now, their next couple of questions are year related, like a book you read in 2014, blah blah, and I'm so bad with this because all of the past years have just merged together in a sequence of time that I can no longer like distinguish or separate in any way, but I'm gonna try. So the book I wanted to pick for the previous question that actually goes for this one, and I'm happy it does because I have no idea what else I read in 2013, is Tesla's Attic by Neil Shusterman and Eric Elfman, which is part of the Accelerati trilogy. I remember reading this book in... Oh wait, that was 2015. Never mind. If anything, I think I read Anne of the Green Gables for the first time somewhere around 2013. Not entirely sure, but it feels like this is the only possible correct answer in here. So I'm not gonna talk about this book so much because I always do, but I really love it, and I don't think I really realized how much of an influence it had on me when I first read it. I just thought, hey, I really want to be like her, and I really admire her for her charm and charisma and for her wonderful positivity, and this is just how I grew up wanting to be Anne of the Green Gables. And yeah, so the next book is a book you read in 2014, and I obviously have no clue. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea what could go in here. I cannot remember what I read in 2014. I feel like... No. I don't know. I'm skipping 2014. We're going to 2015. For this one, I actually have more. But I've tried to talk about this book twice already, and I keep on messing up. So, we're going to talk about Tesla's Attic by Neil Shusterman and Eric Elfman, part of the Accelerati trilogy. And I never continued on with the series because the Polish translation was never published in Poland. I mean, it was never translated. And I actually was so desperate to find out what happens next. I emailed the publishing house and they never replied to me, and I'm still kind of like pissed off about that because they could have just said no, and I kept on waiting and I kept on checking, but it never came out, and I'm still super sad about it. So yeah, and the next book is a book you read in 2016. Okay, I'm just gonna assume, I honestly kind of feel like I read this in 2015. I'm gonna go with 2016 anyway because I do not know. This is The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton, and I read this book before it became popular. Like, I read it before it was mainstream. I didn't see anything special about it. I actually didn't really like it that much. It was just okay. It made me a bit very uncomfortable at times. And then everyone started gushing about it on BookTube, and I was watching all these videos like, wow, I don't understand what's going on in here. You know what? I can actually check when it was published. I read it soon after it was published. 2016, huh? I was right. So the next question is a book you read in 2017. I think I started reading Percy Jackson and this type of stuff in 2016, which means 2017 I was reading some Rick Riordan books, I think. I was probably reading I'm pretty sure I read Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, the Sword of Summer, 2016. 2017, I mean. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, well, it was published in 2015. I don't think I read it in 2017. I'm gonna check. I don't know if it's cheating. Okay, well, I read it in 2016, blah, blah, blah. Like, who cares? Okay, whatever then. I'm pretty sure then that I read Magnus Chase and the Ship of the Dead in 2017. Like, you can't tell me 2017. Okay, I still want to talk about the series because I never do. And actually, I really love it. Like, absolutely really love it. Also, the covers are so beautiful for this series. I mean the trilogy, but like, they were so colorful and bright. Okay, anyway. I don't think this book was my favorite in the trilogy, and because there was a lot of like cold environment in it, like I remember there was a lot of snow, but this trilogy is great and lovely and very like comforting for me to think about the time when I read it, which means it was just really awesome. It was just great. I really love it. The next year is 2018, and this is where I actually think I might remember something. Not entirely sure. Arsha and the End of Time by Roshni Chokshi. I haven't looked at the other questions in this tag, so I might be making it harder for myself by picking specific books, and maybe I should have thought this through more, but I think this was published in 2018, which means I probably read it in 2018. Yep. And that is Arsha and the End of Time, and this was one of the this was the first book in the Rick Riordan Presents series, I think. And I was really excited about it and really excited to dive into this mythology that was completely new to me, and I didn't really like the book, which I still feel a bit sad about, but it felt very flat to me, and everyone was talking about how amazing the characters are in the plot and how much they love the series, and I haven't been able to continue with it because it was just all like average and plain for me and forced in a way that I didn't enjoy. I didn't connect to any character. I didn't find any character fun or special. Mostly sometimes annoying. The pigeon was cool though, so. And 2019 is a year, it's not a book, in which I read not so much. No, not so much at all. Oh, I really want to talk about this book. I'm pretty sure. No, I did not read it. I read it in 2018. Oh my gosh. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna find something else. Okay, Dear Evan Hansen by Paul Amish. I don't know how to pronounce it, and I'm sorry for that. But this is a book that was kind of controversial in a way that it's based off the musical Dear Evan Hansen, and it's a book written on the basis of a musical, and it's usually like the other way around. So yeah, but I really enjoyed it, surprisingly. I think it's a book that is like kind of average, you know, like you have these kind of average books, but then after a while, you realize that you remember a lot about them and they were actually far more important than you thought. And then maybe it wasn't super important when you read them, but then something happened in your life and suddenly they became very important, even though you had not reread them or anything. Yeah, this is the type of book. Okay, I'm just gonna move on to the next question. Wait, someone called me. So, question number 9 is a book you've read more than once. This is gonna be a bit controversial. I don't usually reread books. Oh, no, it's not gonna be controversial. Okay, well, this has to be a bit controversial because I already picked The Little Prince, which I wanted to talk about, and I don't see any other book that I reread. Okay, please don't kill me. The book I'm going with for this is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban by J.K. Rowling, and the reason it's so controversial is that her recent tweets and statements made about transgender people and their rights have been horrible to read about, and I no longer support her. And I know the main people like threw away the books or donated them or whatever, just got rid of them because they don't want to support the author anymore, but I still have them because these have so much meaning to me and they're so important and they literally changed my life, and I just can't bring myself to throw them away because they're such an important part of me. So I tried to avoid this book and this series because I don't really want to talk about it, but I really love Harry Potter. I love the series and the world. When I was reading it, every book was my favorite. I was just so in love with the characters and with how much comfort it gave me. This is the only series that I actually have almost completely reread. But you know, okay, I'm gonna stop talking about it. Let's move on to the next question. Which is a book you waited over a year to be published. No, I'm gonna go with this one. I have not read it, but I did wait for it. And that is Evermore by Sarah Holland. Thing is, I read the first book shortly after it was published, which was like December 20 something. And then the next book came out a while later. I don't think it was a year, but I was waiting for the soft cover version copy of it because the first book is soft cover as well, and I don't really have any soft cover. That's such a weird word. It should be paperback. I don't generally own hardbacks because they're more expensive and I don't feel the need to have them. So yeah, I was waiting for this to be published for a long time. I still haven't read it, but it counts. Question number 12 is a book you got from someplace special. Anything that's not your local bookstore, online retailer. Oh, I know. So I can't find it. Where is it? It's somewhere here. Oh, I haven't read this one either. I think you can pick like unread books for this tag. I don't know. This is The Book of Tea by Kakuya. I don't really get books as gifts because my mom says I have too many, which I don't agree with, to be honest. But oh, okay. We can go with The Dusted Maze Runner by James Dashner, which was a book gifted to me by my sister, and I read it like a while after she gave it to me, but I read it and I enjoyed it. Kind of. I never continued on with the series because it was just, I heard that the other books in the series were worse than this one, and this was just okay. I found the concept very interesting and intriguing, but it was like meh. I never connected really to anyone, any of the characters. They were all pretty bland to me, but I'd like to know what happened without having to read all of this, but I also don't want to read like a summary. Probably should be spoiled, which I don't want to be either, but you know, okay, this one. Oh no. This is a very unstable construction, so please don't fall. The next book is a book you read before owning a library, borrowed from a friend. If I read a book somewhere, I don't usually buy a copy to have on my own because I've already read it, and that's just how I work. Usually when I read a book and I really loved it and I listened to the audiobook or borrowed from a friend or borrowed from the library or had an ebook, I really want to own it physically, and like is this first impulse, but then I realize I can use that money to buy another book that I haven't read yet, and maybe that's better. And that's what I always do. So I don't think I have an answer for this question. Alright, so the next question is a book you lent to someone else. And the first book that comes to my mind is Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo. I have this friend that I used to lend books to because he didn't really have anything to read, and I was like, okay, you know what, I think you'll enjoy this. And he really enjoyed this one, so I was always very proud of myself when I thought about it. And yeah, this book is really awesome. I have myself very great memories with it, and it was fantastic, and I love the characters. Amazing. Like, it's one of the best books I've ever read. It's really, really, really good, and I don't think I can ever overhype it, if that's a word, because it's just so brilliant. So yeah, this one. The next question is a book that has been damaged. I don't know. Damaged? Oh, this. I mean, it has not been damaged, but it kind of just doesn't look very good. And it's Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rosh. I've never talked about this book on this channel or any other channel because I don't have other channels, but I was reading this at a beach, and like the edges, I don't know if you can see. Right, so the edges have been like waterlogged, I guess, and the cover just doesn't look very good, nor does the spine, and this is as close as I can get, I think. Damage is just the publisher or the publishing house or whatever, the printing house didn't do a great job. Oh my god, and it basically the pages are falling out. A book you got on sale, discounted. I always get books on sales or discounted, so like this. Just literally could be anything. Like 99% of my books are like that. I don't know what to tell you, like absolutely anything. Okay, I'll just pick Scythe by Neil Shusterman. This is like I'm tired. Like a science fiction, no, it's not science fiction, just utopian / dystopian book, and the concept is so amazing, and I read it, like the concept, and I was just instantly like interested. And basically I need to tell you because maybe you haven't read it and you really should, and it's about a world in which all the diseases and famine and poverty and all bad stuff has been removed, and there's a group of scythes who are the only like people that can kill other people, and that's the only way that the population can be controlled, and it's like a perfect society, except it's not. And this book was super great and a super like quick read despite its size. I have not continued on with the series because something in it made me very uneasy. Not the death part, but generally the way it was written just wasn't exactly for me and made me uncomfortable sometimes for reasons I can't exactly explain. So I haven't continued, but I would really highly recommend it because I appreciate how well done it is and how amazing it is. A book you read with someone else. Buddy read. Read with a book club. I can answer this question now because I'm part of a book club, finally. Today is our book club, and we were reading I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou, and we just finished it for today, and today's like when we're gonna talk about it actually. Super exciting, super fun. This was great. Also, I thought it was like bigger and it's so small in my hands. Anyway, this book was super insightful, and wow, I was speechless so many times reading this book. And Maya Angelou's writing style is so beautiful, and she has such a great way with words. I'm never getting over this. A book you associate with a song. The first thing that popped into my mind is Mamma Mia. Okay, what do I associate with Mamma Mia? I don't associate this book with a song, but over like with some thought process going on. This is what we're going with, and that's Circe by Madeline Miller. And oh my god, this book is so beautiful. Like, so beautiful. I can't get over it. I really love this book, by the way. It's amazing. The characters, I mean the main character, who is Circe, who is a witch. She's a witch or something, but she's so human, and it was, I don't know, it just came to me right at the time when I needed it. The way it talked about loneliness and other people and about being who you are and stuff like that. Just so good, so good, so good. A book you associate with a food. What? Okay. I don't know if this is what we're talking about in here, but The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. First book, there is a part where Edmund gets Turkish delight, and this is as close to an answer for this question as I can get. A book you got years ago that you probably would not buy now. Oh no, I know. The Girl of Ink and Stars by Kieran Millwood Hargrave, which is a book I also don't think I've ever talked about in here. Also, my hair is really weird today. This book, I bought it like years ago, 2016 I think. If I'm right, I'm gonna be so proud of myself. 2016. Just saying. So I bought it and I was for some reason really excited about it. I don't remember much. It honestly was pretty okay to me, like a fun thing to read, but nothing special about the characters for me. About the world, don't remember what was happening. I think that there was just some interesting concept. There was some concept about it that you have a map of your life on your skin or something, though maybe that's a different book. I don't know. But considering that I didn't really enjoy it very much, I don't think I'd buy it now. And the reason I own this is quite actually unknown to me. A book you associate with a specific time in your life. I wanted to go with Percy Jackson, but I realized the Heroes of Olympus, I actually associate them more with a specific time in my life. It was a very challenging time in my life, and I read them like 4 years ago, I think. They brought me a lot of comfort, and the characters made me so happy and felt like I was understood by someone somewhere, and I love the book series so much, possibly more than Percy Jackson. Yeah, I totally associate that period of my life with these. And the next question is a book you used to like but don't like anymore. There's no book really that I don't like anymore because I give those away or just get rid of them because I just don't see the reason to own them if they're not really special to me in any way. So from the ones I own in here, I don't have an answer. The newest book on your shelf, Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi, and it's also super light. Whoa. Smells very good. Smells a bit like sugar. Okay, yeah, never mind. Like almonds with sugar. I heard about this book on Books and Down, which is a podcast by Ariel and Raylene. It's a really cool podcast, by the way. And I just thought it sounded really interesting and it looks very cool. And I've really been wanting to read more of Asian literature or just branch out of European or American. I mean, American like US. American literature, so this seems to be a perfect book to try to do that. I've been reading some Japanese books, books written by Japanese authors, so I don't know, I just thought this was cool and this is the newest book in here. And that is it. Wow, all the questions. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. I am a mess with everything and books are no exception. Also, I hope you appreciate that there's a plan right down there because I just put it all nicely on display. I cleaned the parts of my room that you can currently see, so there's a mess like all around here, but it's clean here, which is good. And yeah, this was so much fun to film. I actually did not expect it to be so much fun, and I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're having a nice day, and if not, then I hope you're taking care of yourself, and I don't know what to say, so I'll just leave it off here. This was once again so much fun, and I really hope to see you in the next video. I still have to edit this today and try to get it up by today, which if you're watching this and it's Friday, I mean, like, you know, I uploaded it on Friday, it means I did a really great job, but I don't think so. There's a lot of stuff to do. I'm just talking about nothing. Okay, I'll just leave it up here. Okay, I hope to see you soon, and bye!